As far as figuring that one out, I gotta figure that out. I'll let somebody go ahead of me first, though. Anyway, let me tell you here. Where the Hold on, do you think you know where that would be? I don't. I thought I did. Whatever. That's okay, I guess. Let's do it this way. Up 2, 3, 4. There we go. I could tell you what I think about that, but it'd be a little bit analytical and all that. It'd be very analytical, and I'm only living for as long as I am and everything like that, so I'll write it down and maybe you can read it someday. Now I'm going to tell you my political opinion about it. Just like you like to have anybody that does something with a thing, you know, they have to tell you that about it. And maybe it might ruin their movie career in retrospect, you know. But at least whatever that they did to get famous in the first place won't be shown to everybody on the planet. It's a kind of a... If you know what you know, if you know what that means, then you do. That's why I like to do DIY. I don't know, you want to hear somebody talk about not wanting to do all the crap that you have to do to be a well-known figure and everything like that. I don't know, now that independent labels don't really even get a crutch to walk their nambly old legs along with and everything, so... The only thing I like to do is I get these, some of these things, some of the things you get come in bags, and then you could use those and put stuff in those things. It's nice. It's real nice. For example, I have a donation bag thing going on. Oh, I didn't know it was that heavy either. They took plastic bags away. Now people get to walk around after shopping. If they don't have a canvas bag, they just get one of these and they go to the bus. And then they got this. That's nice. The world gets to live for another decade, which is even nicer. Anyway, so I can put stuff into this thing and hold it there if you need that kind of thing going on. I don't know if anyone wants that. Now, the only reason I got it is because it got Lita Ford somewhere. My dad worked at a magazine press place or whatever, so I got like a million of these There's Lita Ford. I told you. People are always thinking I'm joshing and pulling strings and all this kind of thing. Some grip tape has paint on it for some reason. I don't... Why? Why? Got a manual for my Laney amp, which I donated. Because I didn't want to worry about changing tubes out on it and everything like that. I got like a zillion of these things. But you take these, right, and you get double-sided tape, right? When you get regular tape, you go like this. You don't go like that. You go like... You just square them out, you know what I mean? You gather them together and make something like flat surfaced. And long story short, you can create a really big sticker with a lot of those. But I'm not advocating anyone do what I do to get the things, because then you'll be messing up my game, you know? Anyway, I just want to say yet again, my hometown sucks ass. I have a lot of love and fun I'm willing to share with the world, and they basically made me feel like I'm not welcome, so then go fuck off. I'm done with it. I'm still apt to get my own thing going. It's called the Epiphone Music Crew, but you can't be a loaded trust fund kid or whatever to be involved in it, so I'm pretty much stuck alone with it. I'm not asking for cash for donations and crap like that, and I'm not going to put ad stuff into my YouTube videos, and I'm not going to review political stuff, even though it's really tempting, because if you grow in life, then you're going to I would rather make an idiot out of myself in a natural way, rather than the way everybody else does, you know, so, I know what's going on with it. I got tons of random-ass stickers. That's what I meant, by the way. See what I meant? That's what happened. I got an example of what I was talking about right here. I told you that, though, in a video. I might not have released the video. I don't even know what's going on with this crap. This is like a living experience of interactive art. And I tried my interactive art in this town and everything. Fuck you, Ithaca. Ithaca fucking blows. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be in trouble for saying that, but I don't care. I got the balls to say it, so whatever. I gave my heart to this place, and they made me feel like I didn't belong where I grew up. I had a thing called the Mind Sale. Like a huge counterculture thing. Counterculture, yeah. Not really into counterculture anymore. Because you can't tell what is satirical and what's not satirical on this planet anymore. Alright, always. Yeah, tons of graphics. These are not even good because they're gonna get ripped right down anyway. See, and then no one wanted to take part of it. You know, it's discount brains ahead. Look, ahead. And then they think, and then I'm supposed to be an idiot or whatever. It's a discount brains ahead, and then like you put it up somewhere, and someone will just cross it out, or they'll rip it down. Or they'll put some fucking political shit over it that's going to change within like 3 weeks. They're going to completely reverse their approach of what they think. I was doing, you know, lettering styles and all that. This is from a long time ago. Yeah. There's a Manifest. I had a single out called Manifest that was going to be on an album, and it was like a preview. And I think it's pretty good. And it says, please don't talk to me about the weather up there. It's just more of the character that I did. Like I said, that person that ended up getting really well known, that ended up crossing my thing out all the time, and then everyone got to be all about this guy and everything like that. He was a whatever. I don't want to ruin how everyone worshipped that person, but whatever, he's dead now anyway, so. I can't criticize him because he did the thing. Can I cross my fingers twice? He went... You know, like Felix. Why's that one Felix the cat anyway? Got his eyes crossed out, and all the graphics. I don't like that. I like Felix being really lively. I feel a bit better lately, if you can't tell. I mean, it's weird. I'm reminded by death like all the time now, having that gap in my tooth, that tooth that was pulled. It makes me think of mortality in a really uncomfortable way. Think I'll get proceeds to get a fake tooth put in? I don't think so. I don't know who that is. I don't know what's up with that. I just know all of a sudden I'm going through this stuff now because it's what I found. I used to be into the Church of the Subgenius. I kind of am still, but it gets whatever after a while. It's like too nostalgic in a way. I'm not against it, for sure. I'm not against it. I am a reverend. I can perform marriages legally. Seriously, I can. It's just slack. You know, and there's J.R. Bob Dobbs there and everything like that. I'm too alienated to get in with the people that, after I was into it for a long time, they picked up on the Church of the Subgenius thing or whatever, and I'm too alienated to even have gotten along with getting things going together with them even. So apparently I asked at the wrong time, and somebody was really like prissy with me, like, I'm really busy now, so you shouldn't ask me. It's like, oh god. Because I was just like saying, hey, I should, you know, I want to come over and we can do like a radio show together or whatever. And they're like, I'm really tasked with things right now. I'm like, alright, whatever. You're real fun, I guess. It says Boxcar Boo. I knew Boxcar Boo. Boxcar Boo ran away to Florida and now is a pond lizard. It's another Mind Sale sticker. I got all these, man. Got all these. I was working on lettering a lot. Like, ooh, that says the name I used to go by, which I still do, but somehow over in Japan, that name I was using became popular, and all my handles ended up being that name before I could get them first. I like the color variants of this Mind Sale one. Yeah, whatever. There's another one that says Manifest. Because I like the old subway art of graffiti. I liked it a lot. I have a huge different opinion about it now. Like, kind of like anything. Old rock music, this and that. Anytime you don't have to initiate yourself into like a cultural group or anything like that, it becomes where anyone can get involved, and then everyone becomes the leader of it, and they bring it down, and it just becomes very commonplace. But I don't know what the hell's up with these things. There's that old bearded lady from like early circus stuff going on. There's pre-normies being on the internet times, you know. I thought this was pretty neat. I actually might redo something with that. I like that a bit. I do different art, by the way. I'd rather actually do like talented landscaping portraits and stuff like that. I'm not so much a fan of pop art anymore. And apparently I was doing pop art then. There's more of that character. That one has a bird, because I got tired of drawing the same one again. Oh look, it's the bird again. See, I was going to get involved interacting with the public regarding that, and then realized that they made me feel like I'm extremely... Things got weird in the culture, and people became really fucking whatever, so... I'm just remembering, though, I had a little bit of some pep and life into my being, and all that kind of thing, so... Yeah. More Mind Sale. More Mind Sale. Mind Sale. Mind Sale was fun. I was working on a lot of serious projects, and then I was doing the Mind Sale thing as a backdrop project just to stay keeping the creative muscle fit, but being able to have a laugh at things too, you know, rather than doing the whole political crap and all that, or the awaken your third eye man thing going on. So yeah. Interesting. Mystery. Another advertising ritual of material concern. That one's actually that's kind of creepy. That one's kind of creepy. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. This one says... It says bingo night. Yeah, it says bingo night. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I thought people would think these are... I thought people would think these are neat, you know? I got all sorts of hidden stuff going on, and there's references, and there'd be references to other stickers, and there'd be interactive art. Ithaca blows. It blows. I can't avoid that anymore. I tried to share my love and my creativity there, and I've become bitter over it, and I need to work on that, but no, I don't want to say. A lot of it was subversive art that nobody understands anymore. So, I don't know. Like if If you draw breasts, apparently it makes you misogynistic, even though it's like goddess worship in a way. But you draw them with happy smiley faces on them coming out the side of somebody's head. People can't take that form of upliftment anywhere in today's world. I thought it was fun and feel good. No, another thing too is if you actually find yourself sharing pleasure, happy, and everything like that, then people get mad about that too. But this says Jill Thrill. Jill Thrill. This is cool. I like this a lot. I like that. I made some things I like. I thought other people would like it too, but I'm like hoarding it. I hoarded it all through these years because I realized I don't know what's up with this. I mean, it was just a lot of it unconscious, mindless, just totally mindless things. But that's all right. Yeah. I didn't know I had. You know, the cool thing is I could redo these designs. They're my designs. They're mine. Had like lottery things. They worked as practicing letters or hand styles, as the kids would say. Practicing my hand style in my graffiti black book. It says spend more. Now you have to have a lot of money to be the anti-consumer type. I mean, I got to get my Apple laptop and have my Rebel sticker, my Rebel sticker. There's a difference between one and the other there. I already got mischaracterized in an old video of me driving once before, and I had to just delete it because there's commenters being rude and right in front of me. I didn't want to engage with the situation. There's another one for Boxcar Boo. Hey, Boxcar Boo, if you're still alive, you had your propane heater set up all weird. You shouldn't have did that. I don't know if you made it okay after doing that. That's a kind of cool one. It's in one of my characters called a fizzle on the tongue of somebody's mouth. That's actually pretty cool. That's not even a sticker though. That's just rigged. Oh, it is a sticker. I could sell these, but I wouldn't make my money back off of whatever I'd have to do to sign up to selling them anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with all these. I mean, I'm going to miss, like, I'm going to skip. It says, buy nothing. Can't. It says, can't find the wife. Father of the year, it says. And I just made that without thinking about it or anything like that. And I swear, like, the difference between then, people would be like, hey man, that's pretty funny, to today where it's like, you're never gonna get work in this country ever again. And it's like, wait, why? Because that's funny? It's just funny. It's good. It's if you have an innocent heart, which sometimes I have, you know, like it says true love. Isn't that beautiful? How could you be mad about that? Here's another Mind Sale one. And that's from 7/4/2010. But I'm glad I didn't put these up places, because all these grumpy bastards would go ripping them down, and then they'd put their angry stuff up all over my stuff, and it's just like, I don't care about everybody's aggressions and all their things that are going to cause them to get an ulcer, and they're going to mess their blood pressure up and everything like that. Because I was just doing all this and everything, and I'm glad I kept it all. Now I can hawk it somewhere, you know, get some cash. Actually, I was sending these out with albums that I had done, and nobody ordered any of my albums. Ithaca sucks, by the way. Well, why don't you go? Yeah. You want to take an adventure with me, do you? I need some people that have some cash, not people that I'm going to have to take care of and help feed along the way, because I have to do that for me. Myself. There's a lot of opportunity to make even more of all of that. Yeah, I had CDs for sale, and I was just giving. I was like giving everything away, man. So giving artwork way. But anyway, the point of that, I was saying, yeah, labels, I don't want to just shove right into the camera. Anyway, no, I mean, I'll happily leave the area if people want to come along with me that have money to spend for me to help get to the place and everything like that. I don't want to be one of those people either that I'm on YouTube and everyone's like, why are you gonna do that? Blah, blah. Like, yeah, I've been trying. Give you a break, you know. So this held up alright, all these little things I was doing on this guitar strap. I just took some glaze from a spray glazer and glazed over it and everything like that. So apparently I'm still kind of in my life doing that thing I was just showing you, that whole collection of stuff, when it comes to, like, you know, making all the what do you call it, Puritans very angry by doing things like that, which I like. I'm happy with it because it's an Epiphone anyway. All the Gibson people, they just really hate Epiphones, but I'll show this again because I'm happy about it, and I haven't been able to take photos and put it on a gallery site or anything like that. And I put it on Facebook, and people will just be like, "Fuck you." Yeah, F you too, right? Make me feel like I don't exist at all. And then everyone that moves here that's loaded with money or whatever, they're all like, I'm not working. We're all doing shows." They're like, "Hey, Lome, we wish you the best and everything. Oh, by the way, sorry that you're DEAD in a ditch." You know? It's like, yeah, okay, thanks. Very nice, very cool. But I don't know, yeah, it kind of just came to me that I'm still actually doing some graphic things, just in a different format, you know? Like, well, I can't find them, but like these boots right here, you know? I've learned that you can use glazes to go over apparel and it will stay pretty well, you know? But I'd like to do visual art again in my life. I honestly gave up on it though, because everything's pushed to being of a certain kind of expression, and the Overton window also, you know. I can talk about that. I'm not going too far now, speaking of the Overton window. I just know that people like Jello Biafra are definitely not alternative or counterculture now at this time. And maybe he wasn't all along and I've just been naive. But it's weird seeing human adults that are supposed to be growing or grown still attaching their entire adult lives into stuff that in early to middle school I was already starting to kind of get bored of, in a way. And that's me nicely saying something about that, you know? So now, I guess, I sort of mix classical with funky, if I can represent my music. Another weird thing, too, is, like, people like me had other people kind of, like, helping them with get interviews and stuff, and then I'd help them with stuff, too, back before the net ate everything, and now I'm supposed to be loaded with money and buying advertising dollars and stuff like that. All these little independent record labels have been drowned out and strangled and all that kind of stuff. Can I say that? I'm not going to get recommended to anybody's algorithm, am I? Oh no. Oh well. But I can say, now that I see this in my view, and the colors are actually represented really nice. Ooh, somebody messed up there. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's the last thing I did too, was I had stained the bridge to be this color rather than the other color. So, and I'm happy about that. I feel like I'm happy with this. It's my friend now. But yeah, I think that I'm trying to like have a mixture of rock and roll, soundtrack, something primitive and cathartic, but also classical in a way, you know? just to stave off any people trying to slam me down for being me, because I've been criticized in front of my own person, but not to me, in listening room, about my approach to basically just creating. So whatever. So that's I kind of got some like quills, you know, some porcupine quills coming on off of my being, just to protect me from being a creative type, but maintaining being strong, but not totally turning sour. And so coming up with a supervillain persona in a way that's humorous is my healthy way of basically saying, hey, fuck everyone that counted me out, fuck everyone that kind of made me realize that I can't really count on anybody hardly. But if I come up with this whole Earth-sized anvil heading towards Earth idea, it's kind of a cartoonish idea, kind of, I don't know, I like what Gore did a hell of a lot too. That upped theatrics very much in a way of being creative human beings and still kind of having a disdain towards the limitations that every generation is going to always have. Limitations for people that want to not be constrained in the entrapped aspect of alternative thinking. Anytime alternative thinking comes up, it's going to be entrapped by everybody who eats it and then forms rule sets about it, so I'm not going to get in too much trouble though talking about things that are too negative, because I have time to actually create sometimes now, so that's that, so whatever, like totally whatever, like totally whatever. Don't be too disappointed, because this is the outro song. Outro song. It took me 3 years of doing nothing but being myself to become the patriarchal male devil for doing nothing but just existing and having a heart that still stayed alive, so that's pretty cool. And that just jaded me off every algorithm that existed, which is alright. Alright, happy weekend to everybody. I'm gonna watch a live stream and watch the sun go down out that way, to where that way.